Stirring up some controversy. One page is the goal today. I want to remind everybody to resubscribe or subscribe, and also to check me out on the YouTube as well. Just look for my name. Nope. A banger? Seriously? It's about today's chat with a heart to the new Motley Crue song. Canceled as a banger. Oh, also Mr. Frank is here. Mr. Frank in the house. I've only heard part of it, and I did not enjoy it. But I'm very, very biased towards them, and I have been for years. I was biased against them even before they retired and then unretired, even before they kicked Mick out of the band. That is a band for me that has not aged well. Lyrically, songwriting, everything. It's all just smoke and mirrors to me. And I have felt that way for many, many years. And when they did the Fight for Your Right to Party song, I was like, what are you guys doing? And then they're writing a song about canceled. They've never been canceled. Just all seems dumb. That's all. I'll say that every time it starts to play, I mistake it as a Rob Zombie song. That's probably why you like it so much. Every time it starts to play, how many times is it playing in your house? I'm going to tell you where it's never played. This house. Which is why I've maintained John 5 is the wrong wrong fit for Crue. Yeah. Yeah, you knew that. Like, cause he plays like he's in Rob Zombie's band. Set up the Crue. I guess he probably came in and wrote some stuff instead of just Nicky writing everything. Maybe Tommy wrote with his penis. Who knows? Who knows what's going on in that band? I know Vince ain't writing anything. You know what? I will listen to it tonight, and then I will bitch about it tomorrow. Yeah, I doubt I'll be on tomorrow. Thanksgiving. Satchel from Steel Panther would have been a better choice. Agreed. Or any number of bands from the guitar players from the 80s that used to play the Sunset Strip and are now working at McDonald's or a pizza place. You're still not going to like it. You know what? I'm going to keep an open mind. Then I'm going to hate it. Then I'm going to curse you. I'm ignoring your opening statement or whatever about Yankees fans. Come on. That was pretty typical and pretty shitty of Yankee fans. I got to be honest. Because the new players in extra right field who try to defend against that Mookie, yeah, who try to basically beat Mookie Betts up. I hope he sues him. I hope he sues him, and both of those fat bastards go to prison. But they go to prison in Boston, and they're forced to wear their Yankee diapers while everybody does things to them. I don't know. The sad part is, boss move. No, it's not. That was a shitty move. That was an asshole move by both of those drunken fools. I'm wondering what those two morons do for a living. Did you get two morons that didn't show up for work today? It might have been them. The sad part is, I didn't watch the game at all, obviously. Somebody had posted a video of it. And basically when I was scrolling through Facebook, it just said, typical stupid Yankee fans interfering. Obviously they were on the western side of Connecticut, and they were Yankee fans. The eastern side is all Red Sox fans. But and my first thing was, holy shit, my drunken asshole brother went to the game last night. He got tickets for game 4 and 5. He drove from Florida yesterday and got tickets. He's going to game 4 and game 5. Did my brother do this? And when I watched the video, I was like, all right, no, I don't think either of those guys are my brother. Okay, we're good. Because that seems like a shitty thing my brother would do. But yeah, the other day he's like, oh, I got tickets to game 4 and game 5. I said, there might not be a game 5. And then he cursed at me. But I guess there will be a game 5. Ooh, excuse me. I had burritos for lunch. I had burritos for lunch, but I put them in the oven because my wife got the air fryer, and it says you can put 2 of them in an air fryer for 6 minutes and then turn them over for 6 minutes, right? Or you just put them in the oven for 25 minutes, and the oven takes like 8 minutes to preheat. And I was like, you know what? I'm not in a rush, and I just don't want to chance it. To me, it's still like, I don't use the science oven. I don't use a microwave a lot of the time. I just feel you should have natural. I feel like we should just have a fire pit in the kitchen instead of an oven, and we should just cook everything over an open flame. But my wife doesn't agree. If you go on to the standard Yankee Stadium, you have to expect this is the minimum that they are going to do to you. Yeah, they're like watching. They're like Eagles fans, but they're more petty and they're stupider. And Eagles fans are petty and stupid. Yeah, that's right. I'm aggravating every fan base today. I don't care. I really don't care about this. Although I was like, hey, that's my boy Mookie Betts. You don't mess with Mookie. It was a valiant effort by Mookie. He should have dragged one of those fat bastards onto the field and dropped him in like a turtle, and the little fat guy wouldn't be able to get it. He would be like this, rocking back and forth. Mookie, help me up. Mookie would just sneered at him. I think that's just Mookie's luck. That one guy, when he took the ball out of his glove, he was so happy with himself too. He was literally, and it was one of those things where somebody was like, "Oh, they're gonna when they wake up with hangovers tomorrow, he's gonna feel really bad." And I'm like, "No, he's not. That dude right now is walking around McDonald's or whatever the hell he works, or probably unemployed, walking around high-fiving everybody." And everybody he's still wearing his clothes he's still wearing his Yankee jersey and hat from last night with beer all over it. And everybody is telling what a great guy he is and everything. And this dude cannot wait to go to another Yankee game and do the same thing. He should have. He didn't. Stupid professional. Yeah. That would have been a much better move if Mookie just dropped his glove, reached and grabbed both of them by their Yankee shirts, and threw them both over his shoulder, all 100 pounds of Mookie against those 400-pound fat dudes. Just throw them over his shoulder onto the field. That would have been a cool move. And then Ohtani from the dugout starts throwing 100-mile-an-hour fastballs at him, hits him in the head. That I would watch. I would watch that World Series. That guy was living his best life, just smiling the biggest grin the whole time. He probably smiled all the way out of the gate, getting kicked out before the end of the first, and paying $1,000 to watch 4 outs of a ball game. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing that people are like. He paid like $5,000 for that seat, and you literally saw half of an inning, and then you got thrown out. But you know what? I'm sure. And I only saw the little clip of that up until this point when he smiled like a doofus. I have to imagine the whole walk of shame for him was high fives and people telling him what a great job he did. The whole walk out of the stadium. I'm sure the stupid cops and security who dragged him out just said, "Hey, dude, sorry, I gotta throw you out of here." Baller move. There's Tom Duffy. Tom Duffy probably agrees with you, Mr. Frank, that guy, that Yankee fan, did the right thing. I don't agree. You don't touch Mookie Betts. Now you want to hit one of those many. You want to do that to one of the many Japanese players on the Dodgers. I got no problem with that. Because you not only slapped the ball out of Mookie Betts' glove, you slapped the ball out of Fernando Valenzuela's glove in heaven too. That's not right. Not right. So I'm only going to probably be here about a half an hour today. We've already killed 14 minutes talking about the Yankees. My aunt is down. The many Japanese players on the Dodgers, one of them, no, there's 2 of them. There's that other pitcher. There's 2 Japanese guys, I believe. He might be Korean. I don't know. I know there's that other Yosagawa Kobayashi. I think that's the hot dog guy. Noah is retired, but he's still in our hearts. My aunt is down from New Jersey, hanging out with my mom. They went to the Hard Rock Cafe the last couple of days and probably lost a lot of money. Anyway, my aunt and my mom are driving up today about 3 o'clock to hang out for a couple hours. My aunt has never been to my house. My mother hasn't been here in like 2 or 3 years. And we are going to, I don't know what we're going to do. But the problem is, I've been living like a bachelor for a week. So the house is not up to standards that my wife would like. So my wife's like, I will be there at 3 o'clock because it should get here about 3:30, and we're gonna clean. Like, yeah, I got this. I'm like, if you just do the cat litter, I'm not doing cat litter. Everything else is good. I cleaned the bathrooms. I straightened up the blankets. I got stuff off the dining room table. Like, I think it's fine. My wife's gonna freak out when she gets home, though, I'm sure. And apparently tonight at 6:30, she will be talking to Tom and his girlfriend and giving them the tour of her mother's house, which will be good. We've covered your 2 favorite things so far: new Motley Crue songs and the New York Yankees. I know, right? Let's talk about diets next. I don't know. You know, all good. Gets me fired up. So I'm writing. I'm in Down and Dirty 3. I'm writing chapter 49 right now. 9. I just want to get to the second page of 49. And then later the goal is to do 50. Last chapter done. As long as I get it done by tomorrow, I'm fine. Actually, I might just do it tomorrow because Tom wrote another chapter of our thing. I want to jump in and knock out another chapter of that. And also I have a short story that I've been working on that is really due tomorrow for a publisher. So I got to get that done too. So new Motley Yankee songs. Yeah, I wouldn't listen to that either. Or go and see that. Two things I hate: new Motley Crue and the New York Yankees. 2 things I've talked about so far. Those 2 things. I'm not repeating that. I watched a documentary on woolly mammoths last night. It was good. It was really good. They're apparently extinct. I wish some fans would rip John Five's guitar out of his hands. Right? Send those two Yankees fans with their Yankees hats, but then a Motley Crue Theater of Pain shirts on, and then they're standing on the side of the stage, and as John Five comes up and starts playing some bullshit, they just take the guitar from him. The one guy just slaps it out of his hand, and then he just smiles and laughs because he's like, "Oh, everybody at work tomorrow is going to be giving me more high five. Holy shit! I get the first pick of the donuts tomorrow." I should have gotten donuts this morning. That was one of the things. When it's the night before, you're sitting on the couch. I'm sure you all get this. I'm sitting on the couch and I'm like, you know what? I know my aunt's coming. I should clean the house. I'll wait till tomorrow morning. But maybe when I get up early in the morning, because I don't sleep well when my wife's not here, and I go to bed super late and I get up super early. Like maybe it's 7 in the morning when I roll out of bed after 3 hours of sleep, 4 hours of sleep. Instead of making a cup of coffee and getting some work done, I'll go to Dunkin', which is like 5 minutes from here, and I'll get a dozen chocolate donuts and a coffee, and then I'll be good for the rest of the day. And then I did not think about that when I got up, but I made a cup of coffee. I'm gonna be totally honest with you, and you might not agree with this, and I'm fine with that. My mother definitely does agree. My mother, we grew up in the Northeast, so it was only Dunkin' Donuts. She swears by Dunkin' Donuts donuts. But I've been down here 23 years now. I've been living in Florida. And I got to be honest, Krispy Kreme donut is just a better donut. I'm not talking about go to Publix or ShopRite or something and buy Krispy Kreme donuts. I'm talking about going to Krispy Kreme when the light is on. When the what do you call it? The orange light is on, that fresh donuts are coming. That's when you walk in, you're like, give me a dozen right off the line. Like they're literally taking them with sticks because they're so freaking hot and filling a box for you. What time does Dunkin' open? 7 a.m. 6 a.m. I think this one opens at 6 a.m. No, 7 a.m. The one in Georgia, whenever we head north, we cross over the border, it's like 20 minutes away. That one is 6 a.m. Do you have Dunkin' up there? You have like Tim Hortons. What's the coffee places up there? You have Starbucks. I hate everything about Starbucks. Except there's this one chocolate drink that my wife got me one time. That was pretty good. But I always have to. She's like, "Hey, your daughter's going to Starbucks. You want anything?" I'm like, "No, that's gross." But tell her that drink that I like. The only one that I like. Starbucks, Dunkin', then the local venues. I've been to a couple new local venues for me this past week. I know Amanda was over yesterday. We did some writing. I knocked off 2 chapters of this. I got 2 more to go. Amanda had a coffee meeting date with some romance author that she knows. The 2 of them went for coffee this morning. Dunkin' Donuts are not good. I think they really went downhill after they stopped making them on site. Yeah, and again, I don't know. Here's the problem. They're too cakey, right? They're not bad. They're not bad, but they're also not Entenmann's Devil's Food Cake donuts. You know what I'm saying? I could eat 1,000 of those. All this coffee talk. Yeah. So I was gonna go this morning and make coffee. Make coffee. Psh, psh, psh. No, they ran out. But then I put enough cream and sugar and we were fine. All this coffee talk, right? Even the Boston creams aren't as good as they used to be. Tom says Dunkin' Donuts is like, here's your donut with a teaspoon of filling inside. Exactly. I'm not a big fan I'm not a big fan of a jelly donut. I'm not a fan of anything inside the donut, except the chocolate cream filled, which I don't see all the time. That might be my favorite Dunkin' Donuts. Powdery, perfection on the outside, gets all over you. At the end, I have my goatee is covered in powder and some drippings of chocolate. My shirt is covered. It's just. But I do like their coffee. I mean, I go into Dunkin', whether I go inside or usually pull through the drive-thru, and I say, hey, can you make me a large Britney Spears? And he's like, Britney Spears coming right up. Push, push, push. Then he hands me a Britney Spears. Sometimes, depending on which ones you go to, Britney Spears is there in her little bikini making you coffee. So, I mean, either way. Coffee is boss power. Now I want some coffee. Better than Green Mountain Blend. I had, what the hell did I have? I knew I was going to forget. So you know I have, as you've been to my house, you know I have like 4,000 different random boxes of K-Cups. And after MondoCon, I've really just been drinking, trying to do like just one cup of coffee every morning. So I just do a K-Cup. And probably like 5 days a week I'm just doing a K-Cup. And sometimes I'll have another one in the afternoon. But I'm running out of, there's only like 3 or 4 Reaper's Brew left after all this time up there. I'm really low on the Dunkin' ones. I'm really low on Death Wish. But there's one, and I can't remember what it is. It's got like a Bigfoot or something on the K-Cup. Anyway, those are really good. It's a medium roast. I added 4 or 5 new ones, new boxes I dumped in. But you look like Scarface after he exactly. I look like Darius Rucker after eating them. So I just finished the Darius Rucker, not Rutger, Rucker Hauer. The Darius Rucker, Hootie and the Blowfish, his autobiography. Really good. But man, that dude, he did so many. He once paid somebody. They were on the tour bus, and him and one of the other guys in the band once paid some drug dealer $20,000 for mushrooms, and they had this giant bag of mushrooms, which they said the drug dealer said this is like 6 months worth if you do this every day. And they finished that in like 6 weeks. Oh, Darius Rucker and Geezer Butler both wrote it. As Frank says, I'm going to hire the Yankees fan to go to your house tomorrow morning and rip the pot out of your coffee maker, fling it out into the backyard, and then just smile and just stare at it. That would be a boss move. Anyway, Darius Rucker did a ton of cocaine. Smoked a ton of weed. I was like, this dude is crazy amount of drugs he's done. Most of the book was just about him bragging about how much drugs he's done. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. 1990s, $20,000 for mushrooms. Those mushrooms now, $50,000. He was very big on shrooms. On a little China White up his nose. And a little wacky tobacco. It's funny because I think the book came out the end of last year, and he's talking about how he doesn't do, he still does a little bit, but only when like he's touring, whatever, blah blah blah, and then he got popped in like February or March in Nashville for having weed and coke in the car. Like, well, I guess you didn't read the book you supposedly wrote. I've noticed Chad hasn't been on here since the Geezer Butler fiasco. Was that the tipping point? Maybe. Hopefully. I don't know. I'll be honest, I get sick of arguing with people and they don't know what they're talking about. And Chad, if you watch this afterwards and you're offended by that, that's too fucking bad. This is my Twitch channel, so I'm right. I can say whatever the hell I want. And 98.6% of the time, I'm right. Or at least I think I'm right, and that counts as being right. Anyway, it was a good book. I'm not a Hootie and the Blowfish fan. I'm not a fan of his country music. My wife is. My wife's a huge fan of Darius Rucker country music. Then as I'm reading the book, I'm like, I know why. Because the dude who co-wrote all the songs and produced the albums for you is the same dude who co-wrote and produced all of the Brad Paisley albums. My wife is a huge Brad Paisley singer fan. Whatever. So, and it was a good book. And now I'm reading, I think I'm reading it's a very dry, a dissertation of Flannery O'Connor's South, basically. Talking about all of her, 100 years ago and all the stories she wrote about the South and racism and all, all the fiction and blah, blah, blah. So, I hope some of that seeps into my Southern Gothic noir book that I'm writing. Did Keen reach out for you to host the horror show Return? No, he joked about it at AuthorCon to me and Shelley. He's like, oh, he said, so did you hear I'm bringing the horror show back? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, so you guys got to bring the network back. And then she's like, oh, so we can pay for you? We can pay for it again? Yeah, no thanks. And he's like, oh, I'm just joking. I'm just kidding. And they explain the way he's doing it so it doesn't cost him anything, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, whatever. Wait till you get billions and billions of listeners every month and your bandwidth gets shut down. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. All right, I got to get this page. I want to get this page done, and then I'm out of here. Then I got to go clean stuff. Ugh. Ugh. I just want a day to myself. You know what I'm saying? I just want a day where I don't have to talk or see or do anything. And that might be Friday. Might be Friday. Friday I will be on. I will talk to you guys, but that's it. So I've been watching every night, then I go to bed, and then I try to sleep, and I'm lay there for like half an hour, 45 minutes. Can't sleep. The cat's banging shit around, and every little noise is bothering me. Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty much, Tom. I was like, oh, I'm gonna read this every night because this will put me to sleep. And then I read it. I'm like, oh yeah, oh good, and I put it, and then I can't get to sleep. Then I watch. What's the podcast? I watch clips of Bad Friends, Bobby Lee, and that redheaded Andrew guy. And that's pretty good. That's got some funny stuff. If you just watch the clips, now if you got to watch like a 2-hour episode, there's a lot of dead air, bullshit, and unfunny stuff. But the clips are funny. So I sit there last night till like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, lying in bed watching that. Like I probably should get some sleep. Free podcasting, psha. A day of Bigfoot coffee and woolly mammoth TV, right? What more could you really ask for? Any good woolly Bigfoot shark movies? Don't ask Nick Zinn. He'll tell you about one that's just god awful, I'm sure. Well, I watched the woolly mammoth thing because the next book, the 12th and last book for my severed press contracts, is Mammoth. And it's not about Van Halen before they were Van Halen. They were Mammoth. It's about... I don't even remember what it's about. To be honest with you, every time before I start a new book for them, one of the things I have to go back and find the email, my pitch email, and go, okay, what did I pitch this as? And then I go, oh, okay. All right, I'll write that one then. So I think Amazon straightened out my Dirty Deeds ebook. I think it's now part of the series page again. But here's the problem with it. They gave me my rights back. I put it up. It wasn't listed anywhere. I put it up. I've not gotten a sale on it. It's been, I don't know, almost a week. Not one sale on my report. But when I go to the APUB thing, which is where it used to be because I was part of Kindle Press, it says yesterday I had an ebook sale on it. Now, I could technically that could be because they still do it the old way with the page reads. Kindle Unlimited, you have to read 10% of the book in order to get paid. It's not page reads; it's just the percentage, whatever. I make $1.50 or something, but it's got to go over. So I'm hoping that that's what it was, and they didn't actually just sell my book still somehow somewhere, and I'm not getting the sales on my page because I get more on my page. It's a $3.99 book. I'm getting 50% on theirs. I get 70 on. You know what I'm saying? You get it. You get math. I heard about this one shark movie with David Lee Roth and Steve Vai. I would watch that. I'll be honest with you, Nick. I would watch that. How bad could that possibly be? It can't be bad. It can't be. Hi, I'm Wooly. Yeah, I believe that's gonna be the name of it. I wish I had thought of that sooner. Right? Every book, I just write monster books, and it's just like, hi, I'm Bigfoot. Hi, I'm the Loch Ness Monster. Hi, I'm Nick Zinn. You know what I'm saying? Those would be phenomenal. A whole series of them. All the covers are the same. So I'm going to tell you this, but it can't go any further than this. Me and Aaron Lewis wrote a book called Stripper Noir. And Saturday, we signed a shopping agreement with somebody in Hollywood which means they have 6 months to shop it, but they already have a couple of bites on it, which is why they took it on. And she's a legit person. She's so legit. she wrote the screenplay for not one, but 2 Pauly Shore movies. Well, that's sink in. Anyway, we did a Zoom meeting for her and worked out all the stuff, and she was impressed that I knew the difference between a shopping agreement and an option agreement. And then I was like, well, there's no there's a shopping agreement is 3 to 6 months. I'll give you 6 months, but nothing more. And she was like, perfect, not a problem. She's like, we went through the legalese contract stuff. So, will someday we'll be seeing Stripper Noir as a Netflix series? Maybe. I don't know. Biodome. What a great movie, right? I don't remember which 2 she said she wrote. I mean, she told me, but I don't. Does it really matter? Are there differences? Are there subtle differences in Pauly Shore movies? Is he still alive? I wonder what he's doing now. He free scats the sharks into joining the band. Exactly. David Lee Roth just on the edge of the boat going buzzy buzzy bop, ziddy bop, and then all the sharks just join the band. That's my David Lee Roth impression. You're welcome. I'll be here all week. Tip the waiters. Try the veal. I gotta get this freaking page done. But anyway, I'm excited about that. Of course, then I told young Mike in confidence, and then he went and told like 6 people. I'm like, oh, thanks for jinxing this for me, you little moron. Pauly Shore as Sasquatch. I'm probably going to write a woolly mammoth, book, and then Pauly Shore will star in it as one of the baby mammoth Pauly. I'm gonna write into the book. I'm thinking that mammoth book though is definitely going to have probably more than likely the last appearance ever of Hunter Shea. Shay, go away. No way. Shay, it ain't so. Yes. Next page, Mr. Frank. Perfect. You just timed that perfectly. Or you did it before I hit the next page. One of those three. Anyway. So I think I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you for all hanging out. I appreciate it. Tom, I will get to our next chapter, but after my aunt and my mom leave. Nick's in! Next page. Nick's in. Next page. So, yeah. So I will be back. I shall return. Probably not tomorrow. More than likely not tomorrow. Because tomorrow is All Hallows Eve. All of it. All of the Hallows. And my mother's going to try to bring her mother over here so she's not at home by herself for a few hours. So I don't want to say I'm going to be on here and then she's here and, you know, the Shay. Exactly. So anyway, everybody, you have a great, everybody, whoever celebrates, have a great Mischief Night. Florida, we don't have Mischief Night. We just have Florida Man. Or for those who do do it, unless you're in Chicago, don't Chicago know do they still burn the city down every night before Halloween every year? I don't know, we just used to throw eggs in toilet paper when we were kids. I never did it personally, but I've heard people who have done it. Anyway, I will talk to you. I probably will see you in November. Now remember, tomorrow night, Halloween, about 11:30, 11:45, something like that at night, I will be on. And then at exactly midnight, once it flips over to November 1st, I will begin writing my NaNoWriMo-esque 60,000 words in 30 days thing. Finishing this book here today and tomorrow, because then I have to start the next book. Mischief Night is so mid nowadays. Yeah, I'm sure like the cops are out. All the parents get all mad. Oh, you threw toilet paper on my lawn. That's not biodegradable. You're going to kill the deer ticks or something, you know. Shut up, everybody. Yeah, I would imagine it's not that big of a deal anymore. Not like when we were kids. All right. Hopefully I will see some of you close to midnight tomorrow night. If not, I will see you Friday at regularly scheduled time.